Hey everybody, apparently Shadowplay is telling me that the recording has started, so here we are, Soma Sims, Project Highrise. It's kind of a good flashback to those who remember from the 90s and who knows, maybe the 80s. You got Ute Tower, you got some Sim Tower, which is basically just a franchise version of that. But let's just jump in. What I wanted to do today, compared to jumping right in and doing a Let's Play, I wanted to go through some of the first few scenarios of buildings that I've already built, just kind of show them off, talk about the game, where it seems to be. I missed out on the launch. I pre-ordered this game a while back. The game came out about a week ago, but man, with things with work and some beta testing I'm doing and some other things going on, I just haven't had time to sit down and record. But the first one, let's start up at the top. Neighborhood Revitalization. Okay? It's an easy one. This is where the area of town has seen better days. You basically have to really build this one out. The building was once a jewel in the city's architectural pantheon. So what I'm going to do is hit play on this neighborhood revitalization and show you what it looks like completely done. So I'm going to go to load game, scroll down, Lake Point Tower finished. Right here. Here we go. Ooh, I remember this one. Now, the last scenario I'm on right now, it's the Flatiron, which gets rid of the width that you can build. It's a really narrow building. So here's what you can see. You get goals for each scenario. Bronze, silver, gold. It's like we're at the Olympics, everybody. Yay! We get the burgeoning residential neighborhood off to a good start. So we already did this. Okay? Restaurant patrons, people move to neighborhoods because they visit them. Okay, I can't actually see the goals here, but it was like get 10 restaurants or something silly like that. And then put the proverbial cherry on top of the tower. This one was by putting 10 of these large luxury lofts. But let's jump down to the beginning. Close your eyes. Hold on. Don't look. Don't look. All right. Okay, you can look. You can look. Let's start at the lobby. Let's zoom in. Let's check it. They smoke. It's the 50s. What do you expect? No, actually, our elevator broke down on floor 1. Of all things that could go wrong. Come here. Hey. Carol. How are you? And Carol. This is what I like about this game. Like all these, you can actually name your characters. Things like that. Oh, like Stefan here. Because, buddy, you asked for a name in Forest Village. You can't rename. But you can rename here today. Robert. Haha! Robert, you are now a construction worker. Look at that. Right there. Construction office. You're going to help me build new floors. Which, lucky for you, the place is built. Nothing to do. But this is it. This is what you can see. You got your lobby, which you build out from scratch, everything you want. This is your first button right here. Let's start at the bottom left here. You can build stuff out. You build stairs. You build elevators. You can even eventually build executive elevators. They don't have like a research tree, but what they have is like, it's a research tree through culture. So as you expand your culture, that's almost like a civilization thing right there, isn't it? Like your, it'll come to me what they're called. But you get 3 choices: operations, politics, and aesthetics. Like artwork, government stuff, like getting metro systems and zoning changes and height limits changed. And operations are great. I usually do operations and a little bit of aesthetics first. And as you expand, every time you research something, the next level of research is a little bit more expensive. So that's how things are going. But what I did for this office was went residential right up front. There's almost no, actually, this scenario is not offices at all. That's a nice one about this. The Lake Point Tower, all residential. Okay. So what I did was underground. We walk in here. Who do we got? We got Kay, visitor from the city. It's a nice day. Look at that. Going down, going up. Sorry, not going down the elevator. Going all the way up to our wonderful restaurant area where we have what looks like the Deli Curry Kitchen. Yum. A little Indian buffet here. And Schroeder's Bar. It's just hanging out. Lots of TVs, beer on the tap, pub grub, little sports bar there. But you can increase your prestige. That's something else. To unlock all the buildings as you go. For some scenarios, things are locked out. Like this one, you can't even build an office in this scenario. So that's kind of the struggle. But if you click on some of these, for example, when you click on it and try to build it, you can then click on it. You get to actually place for free, but then you have to pay to like renovate it to either a studio apartment, deluxe studio apartment, or a luxury apartment. All need different utilities. So that's kind of the name of this game, is financial management with your operating costs. Your expenses versus operating, or expenses versus revenues. There you go. Look, profound proceeds as we talk. I just got some achievement. Oh yeah, we just passed up $420,000. We're going with dollars. We're living in New York City. That's how this is going. So basically, don't overexpand. An early tip is don't overexpand your utilities, like water. You don't want to throw down this 50 water guy who costs 750 if you only need like 2 water. Because in your utilities, you'll see you get different options. You got electricity, phones, cable, water, and gas. And you get different levels of utility sizes. You know, you can either go with this little guy here for, gives 10 gas connections for 350, or 50 for 800, or 150 for 1600. So sometimes it's still even worth buying a few of the 2 or 3 of the little ones before you upgrade. I always expand my utilities as my tower expands. Make sure you do that. It'll keep you in the green, and you should do well. But as you can see, I got a lot of shopping, not just food, but a lot more shopping down here. We got a French restaurant. We got a little Tsubaki Japanese sushi little restaurant there. This is a nice like big double floor, like a Whole Foods supermarket kind of cool thing. And one thing that I've learned was you really got to pay attention to noises. Like look how noisy it is in the shopping area. So one thing I did here also to split the smell, because these are my luxury shops and they don't like noise and they don't like smells, is I cut off food from shopping. I like to do a little bit of that. Okay? With the food and shopping separated, that at least gets noise or smell separated out. So this is still one of my earlier towers. It's a little bit of a cluster down here. Most of everything else you have to keep up with is as you expand, say, your apartments, and you build more and more and more, they start wanting simple things like a plumber and a laundromat and a handyman service. And I really like how they have this set up. I can even see now certain things show up. They'll show me if they're inefficient. So my thought here is, see that handyman right there? I'm going to go ahead and go handyman service. I'm going to put him over here. Going to get our bulldozer out, blow that one up over there. Because what I like to have is have everything all like finished off, pretty, ready to go with no complaints. When I leave the building, I just walk away. Now, this actually game, they have it set up until you get a higher, that's a note, something worth mentioning. If you walk away, all your buildings will deteriorate and fall apart if you don't keep up with maintenance. Now, when you first start, where is my maintenance? Building staff maintenance. I'm looking for one of these little maintenance shacks. There's the construction office. Full speed. Let's go full speed here. There's 2 speeds. Regular, slow speed. Or just regular speed, I guess. And oh, there they are, up here. Alright, so this place. When it's little, you gotta have this little guy. Oh, I need power. See, this is how this works. Extend your utilities out. This guy right here, the little office, you have to go tell him to go renovate. Now you can actually manually click on buildings, each building here, and click on the little repair, but it's already scheduled. You can only do that if you have the small maintenance office. Eventually, you'll get the large maintenance office, which has some really cool stuff. It's more expensive, though, so don't just, like, burn your way to this, throw it in your, like, tiny little tower. It will drain you and make you lose money. But I'm telling you, a tower with all residents, look at this. I'm making $55,000 a day. Money is no option. Money is no option? Money is just not a problem. We'll just go with that. Anywho, the larger maintenance shop here has an automatic renovation. This starts unchecked. Make sure you select that. I don't know if it's at the end of every day or what it is specifically, but people will automatically do the maintenance and charge me. It's kind of a nice thing. Kind of a nice thing. Like this guy could be repaired. I would just click on this button. However, if I blew up my little tiny maintenance shop, I wouldn't be able to do that right there. There's other really cool things. Once you start leveling up, some tricks that I saw is you can delete... Let me show you an example of what you can't do. You can try to build floors out, say, here, on top of another floor, or below a floor. But you can't build out, say, out here. However, you can get around this, which you've seen that I've done, is once you've built out, you can go back in and start deleting, for example, this. So now it's kind of like a nice little sky view lobby thing here. I wouldn't initially be able to build out this way, but it does let you backtrack like this. This is important to know later on. You will get restricted on how many squares you can place in your entire building. So you might actually want to come back through and say, delete some of these wasted spaces so you'll have more infrastructure for other places. Now let me explain that a little bit more by showing you this. This building information here, it does give you the maximum amount. Like my building height, I am 60 floors of 60 floors. Can't go up anymore. My building width, I could go out to 56 tiles. So I could go a little bit wider. Okay, I'm only at 42 at its maximum. I think it's only counting up here. My floor area is 3162. I can only have 4,000 tiles. So each one of these, that's a tile, right? So I can only have so many more tiles. So you got to keep up with that. So you are limited to a certain workspace. So that's how it goes. This one was really nice. I just kept building up, upgrading my types of apartments. These started getting a little bit harder to keep happy. Even now, they still want a greater variety of gourmet menus. So those are things I could think of. I've unlocked gourmet menus, restaurants. The problem is access. So what I was thinking was maybe filling in all this real quick so I could build in up here something like this. Keep it away so the smells don't spread over here and the smells don't go down. A little separated gourmet restaurant, top of the tower to ya. However, this scenario got beat, so this is kind of it for this tower. I finished it off. Let's quickly jump in some of the other scenarios that I've knocked out and see how they look. Just for fun, I'm going to resave this one on Lake Point Tower finished because we did a little bit of work. And let's exit out. Game options. What do we got here? Language, graphics, everything's maxed out. Sound, music's down for the purpose of the video. Here's a little information on Soma Sim. Developed, built in Chicago, published by Casado Games. Interesting. Check these guys up. See what they're up to. Release notes, privacy policy, all that good stuff. But I'm still surprised. I'm glad. I've been wanting another tower building game like this. Not like one of those tablet tower building games, but like a true tower simulation game. Just like this one. So let's get out of here. Goodbye, scenario. Yes, scenario 1, neighborhood revitalization. Easy ones. Now, I highly suggest you start here and go through the scenarios in order. It's basically the same as playing your own game. It adds a little bit of, you know, its own style to it, a little bit of its own challenge, which I like. Keeps them a little fresh. Everyone likes the big victory of architecture. This is like the final thing you get in your game, along with this one. Nope, not Willy. The superlative sculpture. Yes, very fancy. But this was my first actual tower. Here you go. Office space. Office space needs different types of things like courier services and all that cool stuff. I've got power problems. But basically, this mission, you could tell, kind of finished, and I just left. I'm like, get out of here, hippies. I'm done with you. I'm done. I don't need to finish this building. So that's how this one went. As you can see, straight up offices. I can build apartments. I just chose not to. So, got some nice medium offices finally, which you get cool little medical offices and all that cool stuff. I still like that you can go in here and name the places. You can actually name the businesses as well. Green Lake Inc. Name all the people. Got all your cool restaurants and stuff. So, hey, name it your favorite. Do what you want. And, hey, if you guys think and want, if I do a Let's Play, you guys are going to have to make sure to subscribe and follow so you can make some comments and get your name in the game. Get into it. Get on with it. But this is tower number 1. Not much different from that other tower I showed you, except all office compared to residential. Now let's check out another new scenario, the Merchant Mart. 1930s. This is like depressed Chicago. Same as This Is Depressing. I guess This Is Depressing is the real depression one. But Merchant Mart. Let's see what we can see with these two. And then the Flatiron project is the one I'm working on now. It's a difficulty hard. I have bronze. The second two it's just about building up. Should be able to knock these out probably later today. But Merchandise Mart. Let's load that one up right quick. There was the Flatiron Empire State Building. Merchandise Mart C. This is probably my favorite so far. Did a separate building style in this one. As you can see, we got all the metals knocked out, but I was a little bit more organized, and it gave me more width, and trust me, if you give me all that width, I'm going to use it. They don't give you much height. Check this one out. It's a high-rise, and you got to understand, this is after I've expanded my zoning here. I got a zoning changes, which gives me more tiles and all that stuff. So I went from 24,860, 2,486. That's how much that is. Those are numbers. We learn numbers today. But it's only 25 floors, so we had to keep it simple, keep it on point here, which was offices. Medical center. This is a medical office over here. I really like this one. This over here is all shopping. Look at that. Let's zoom in here and move over. Look at it. We got all our little shops, our medium shops with its clothing. Get some electronics. We got some home furnishings. We got so much cool stuff. And even at the top, we've got the tech firm headquarters. This one I topped off with the 3 headquarters. We even have the North Radio Network headquarter. And the last headquarter, yeah, I did throw it in up here. The Bank of Paris. Above all our residential area, you got office area, derp, not residential. This one's the opposite of scenario 2, where this one you can't build a single office. You can only build, scratch that, you can't build a single resident. You can only build offices. So how cool is that? How cool is that? Now something else I haven't talked about is this little influence thing down here. I'm running a media campaign. As you gain influence, which just happens naturally from happy people living in your tower, it's kind of like the research tree, but instead of research, you're doing it on things on the for your overall benefit. You get a choice of doing something for your apartments or your infrastructure or your offices. For example, now, Happy Drones. That's the media campaign I'm going, and it just makes all my office workers happy. And seeing as how I have 2 full towers of offices, I figured that was the way to go. So like I said, I think this is my favorite one so far. Check it out, how nice I did with my smelliness. Kept my smells located down here. What is this office that smells? The biotech buildings have a little bit of a smell. Did not know that. It's not spreading over to the other media campaign office, but interesting to know. Now, noise. Look at the shopping. The shopping has a lot of noise. And I also found out that there is a certain type, I believe it's the financial office, no, and the engineering firm. Certain medium and large offices, looks like maybe just the large offices, but certain ones have, they make noise as well. So you just have to keep an eye on these things. My aesthetics, not much on this, this one here. The view. Out of all the gaming I've played, I've never clicked on the view. So you can actually tell that the view starts at about level 12. That's good to know. This is where people are start to go, we love the view. We love the view. We like living on the higher floors. So, good to know. Always fun. So let's see the final scenario I have completed before we call this episode an episode. This is not depressing anymore because we knocked it out of the park. This is, we can do a little bit of both. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Only a 34 floor 4. Haha. 34 floor building. Hiccup. And once you go with apartments, you're going to have to start worrying about trash. Once you get really nice apartments, you have to start worrying about recycling. Same thing with the medium up restaurants. They also care about those things as well. This one I did a little bit of back and forth. I think one of the missions was I need to have 100 residents and 100 office workers. That was actually quite the struggle. Empire State Building, or what it used to be called, was the Empty Building back in the day. I think that's almost any new high-rise building. They always get on it right when it opens up. Act like it's like, oh, all these empty buildings. Yeah, it's a huge building. It takes a while to fill. Anywho, back to the point. Remember before I was blowing up stuff for fun, like little areas to make holes in lobbies and stuff? I do that underground on the main floor as well to create outdoor living spaces, kind of like little atriums and stuff. Plus, I love this stairway here, how they kind of walk up. You got a little seating area. You got the elevator to go to this little residential area. Or you can just keep going through past our shops to the main elevators. I like it. Got rid of this elevator shaft here just so I could have room to go all the way up. And finally in the Flatiron building, was it? Yeah, no, not the Flatiron building. I was finally starting to make use of the executive towers, but not so much. But this is it. This is the Empire State Building so far. Looks pretty tiny, to be honest. I think I would like to build it up a little bit more. However, scenario complete. So I moved on. I quit. I was like, I'm never coming back until I come show it off. But let's load the final game. It is Flatiron B. This is as far as I'm going. And I do see that executive tower. And see, if you mouse over it here when it's not done, it'll let you know. I need to have 45 floors. And I need to have a population of 200. That'll be no problem. And this one is I need to have a population of 250. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. The maximum is 40 floors. Ooh, interesting. 40 floor max. Tiles 1,200. And we've got a few more floors that we can go, right? 39, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more floors we can build on. And we need 100 people in those floors. But I'm as close as I can be here. I'm realizing some things like these guys don't have trash. Oh, and I can't even afford it. See, that's how low I'm running on cash. It's crazy. These guys might want recycling. I'm not 100% sure. But we will figure it out. I don't think I can take out any loans except a... Oh, these are active. Ha ha ha. I actually have been taking out loans. Don't see me doing that too often. But let's start at the bottom of the Flatiron building. A lot of offices to get me kicked off and started because I needed to make money off the bat. This one definitely is a harder challenge. You can't rush it. I'm right on point for my utilities, 96 out of 100. 10 out of 10 even here on the... I just brought gas into it. And water. 26 out of 60. Water is the only one that I would say is hurting me. However, I just built water because I needed it for the medium restaurants here, and I needed it for up top. I got to get some more repairs on as soon as I make money. Up top, I needed all the water for all these new residential areas. So the struggle I'm having is I don't make that much money, and the renovation costs are catching up to me. So I am hoping I will flip this. You know, I'm thinking I might go offices on the top. You know, have a few residences here. I might try to knock out these 2 missions here. Oh yeah, by the way, these little city contracts are a great way to make extra cash. It's kind of like grants on Prison Architect is the best way to think about that if you play that game. So that's what's going on. Flatiron building. This is the latest and greatest that I've been working on. What have you guys been doing with Project Highrise? I'd like to see it. Make sure you guys visit up the Monte Rico Gaming Elite group. There's a whole thread for Project Highrise. We've been sharing pictures and stuff. Our construction worker Robert has been sharing some of his cities, and I would like to see some more. So again, thanks for sharing, thanks for stopping by, thanks for saying hi, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Just a big old thanks. Project Highrise, thanks to you all. I will see you all next time. Hopefully this week I will get some more Forest Village out. Recording has just been on a halt, and I caught up. I had a bunch of videos stored up, and I've kind of slowly been releasing some of those because I wanted to have a video out every day. But I'm finally caught up to where the only way that's going to happen is if I record a video every day, and there's real life, and my daughter's back in school, and her birthday's coming up, and I've got work travel unfortunately coming up for the next 2 weeks. Not this week, but the next 2 weeks I'm going to be gone. So I'll be home on the weekends, but the videos will be dropping down. And I've been lucky enough that I'm working on a beta testing a game out right now. It's one of the games that one of my more popular games that I play and record. The sequel's coming out. I've been playing the beta, and that's taken up time because I can't talk about it. I can't record it. So I'm not talking about it right now. That didn't happen. So we will go from there. I'll see you guys around. Don't you worry. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you guys don't go anywhere. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. As always, keep on gaming. Monte Rico Gaming. Use the little side stairs, folks. That's how you get up there. All right. I'll see you next time.